going to Curt Gowdy because we're idiots.
Alright, pause. So, this trip had really good intentions. We just happened to plan it right during a late spring stint of snow and wind. In late April of 2019, we made a trip to Curt Gowdy State Park with the intention of nabbing some great fishing and great filming. The days we were going to be there were supposed to be the best days around the blizzard, and they probably were, but it was still a little too windy for fly fishing and filming to be very productive, so we bailed after only 36 hours. We do plan to avenge this trip, but in the meantime, here's the footage we got from this epic fail of a weekend fishing expedition.
Apparently the weather decided the last second to give us like a 40-degree day tomorrow, and then a 50-degree day after that. As long as it's not windy, I love camping and this kind of stuff. Like, wind is the one thing I can't do. Snow, I don't mind, as long as it's not like freezing. Move your leg! I can't help it that my leg wants to ooze over. There is no seat. There's no seat guard here. This thing literally like invites oozing.
Correct. So what are our plans for today, Jacob?
We decided that while we have this pocket of warm weather, probably just gonna try to get to our campsite as soon as we can. We gotta go check in at the visitor center and get all that stuff squared away. Gonna go get all set up, get kind of settled in, and so after that is probably when we'll probably try to wet a line for the first time and just surviving whatever elements Wyoming decides to surprise us with.
So yeah, that's the basic rough plan out for the trip. So we'll see you guys probably at the campsite. I'm gonna keep that in. We'll see you guys at the campsite. Well, here we are, first day at Curt Gowdy State Park. This is Crystal Reservoir, but there's a perfect windbreak right here, and you got all this ice that's still right here, but it ends really sharply. But so far the Pathfinder has been perfectly fine, so now that I've said that's going to burst into flames when we start it tomorrow. But I think I said the exact same thing on our South Dakota trip.
And the Pathfinder actually was running spectacularly when we parked it yesterday. Now that I've said that out loud, it's going to burst into flames when we start it.
But it was bursting into flames there.
Not literally.
Not literally, but it wanted to. The other thing is, so much for those blizzard conditions that we were supposed to be knee deep in. For the moment, it looks like it went right over, melted, and is gone for now. So we will take that. We set up at a nice real spot at a real nice spot.
6 minutes?
We've been here all of what, 6 minutes, and first fish.
Pretty little guy.
First fish.
Now it's mid-afternoon and we decide to move further down away from the reservoir to an area called Middle Crow Creek. It's a really cool and pretty area where Jacob landed 2 more fish, but we also found a pile of trash from previous campers.
I get that you want to come out here, you want to have a good time, you want to bring a bunch of stuff. By all means, bring all the styrofoam and all the plastics and all that crap out here. But when you're done, take it with you. It's not that hard. It is not that hard. You like coming out here, you like setting up and camping and eating out here and enjoying the wilderness, then clean up after yourselves. Because if everyone did crap like that, places like this wouldn't exist for very long. Well, in light of the weather and the fact that this might be a good break in the snow, or at least in the wind, we're heading back to the campsite. Jacob landed three and missed 1, so we are back at the campsite. Don't look at me, look at the camera. You know how this works.
The sun's kind of coming out.
The sun is kind of coming out. It's been snowing, if you can't tell. Jacob's got this nice, real nice tent.
It's not even mine.
It's not even his. It's a Coleman. It's got this nice like rain catcher. I've got this beautiful triangular
mesh,
old school white stag tent. This is actually the tent my dad used to take on cross-country motorcycle trips, and the
Bro,
what?
look. See him?
Ooh.
Deer or antelope? It's gotta be
As I was saying. Yeah, so this is our little campsite right here. Got a nice little fire pit. The Pathfinder is being a windbreak for us right now, which is crucial because the wind has gotten pretty. It's gotten a little obnoxious, a little dicey since we've been here, but nothing we can't deal with. Got some crap underneath the Pathfinder. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. Thank you. We've got our kettle right here warming up, and the lovely and talented ramen waiting for us. So we're on a really cool section, though. We're just positioned right here.
At this point, it's early evening, and we tried to go out for a few more casts on the edge of the water near our campsite, not more than 100 yards from the tents. The snow at this point is getting a lot heavier, and the wind is starting to come in heavy gusts. And all of a sudden, we can't see the other side of the reservoir, and we head in right as the big flakes start coming down. It's about 8 o'clock on the first day, and the snow has not really stopped coming down. We were out there fishing just now, just trying to get a last few lines in, and it just all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, it's just coming down, just big fat flakes. So we decided to forget the fire for tonight. Everything's so wet right now, and we're just gonna turn in early and try to get some shut-eye, keep warm, and hope for better tomorrow. So we will see you at sunrise.
Good morning. It's the morning on the second day. Last night was fairly uneventful for me, but Jacob said
it was equally uneventful.
the tents are still in the same place that we pitched them, so that's a good thing. As you can see, it definitely snowed last night. We got some snow. What's the loose plan for today?
Try not to go home.
Try not to go home challenge 2019.
When I woke up that morning, there was frost on the inside of my tent canvas. I had to stuff the Under Armour I was going to wear that day into my sleeping bag and warm it up myself before I could even think about putting it on. I had a really nice -40 rated sleeping bag, so when I was hunkered down inside of it, I was cozy and warm. But peeking my head outside of it in the morning felt like death.
The sun has come out
Yep, I'm feeling it already.
gloriously. Our fire is finally going to the point where it's just accepting any log that we throw in there. So we might throw Jacob in there in a little bit. All right, we had breakfast, put the fire out, cleaned up everything for the day, and we're headed out to the dam.
Yesterday we encountered a young gent who must fish here. He seems like a local. We're heading to a dam on the end of this reservoir that he said is supposed to hold some pretty large chunksters.
But yeah, that's the rough plan for at least the rest of the morning. We'll decide if we want to stay over there for the afternoon. Probably not.
More geese.
We'll go exploring a little bit more, but that's kind of cheating, isn't it?
Kinda. It's like the worst place to camp too. There's like not a single tree around. Matt and I are just not really fans of it. Like both because my family grew up mostly poor, so like our camping was literally like roughing it. I don't hate people or have anything against people that RV camp. I think sometimes depending on the spot, it can be fun. But I also just think that like if you want to go camping, like you got to have that chance to freeze your bones off, but love it while it's happening.
If there is one thing I've learned from this journey so far, it's that I am out of shape. Like winded, and just my cardio is not. Well, here we are at the dam site, and we didn't last long here. No hits, no strikes, no nothing, but I also got just horrendous tangle after horrendous tangle. I think I'm gonna switch to one of Jacob's fly rods. I've replaced the bearings once before. They were like sandy and all grindy, but I think they're going out again. I'd like to blame it all on the equipment, but it also is just the fact that I don't know what the hell I'm doing. We're heading back to the place where we were yesterday evening, and Jacob rigged me up with a fly rod, so hopefully I'll be a little better off than I was with that spin caster that was just not jamming, tangling, jamming. We're striking out on finding fish, but not striking out on finding really cool landscape here. It's hard to believe that it was like blizzarding this morning because it's so nice and just totally normal right now. The sun's even out a little bit and there's almost no trace of snow anywhere right here. There's a little bit on this side, but not too bad at all. Jacob headed further that way, so I'm just resting. I am way out of shape. Remember that thing I said moments ago about how it being perfect outside? It started snowing right as I shut the camera off, because of course it did. Update. Still haven't caught anything today, but it is snowing again. Thankfully, this means that there's almost no one out here, so because no one else is crazy enough to come fishing in this weather. We're going back to where we were first thing last evening, back to that same little crook in the stream. Whew. Out of breath. Almost every single update that I've filmed has been, I'm out of shape, I'm out of breath.
All your comments are like that, you need to get in shape.
Come on, did you think I get comments on these things? We did tough it out for longer than I thought we would, but the skies are just looking real gnarly. I mean, the visibility is getting less and less just from the amount of snow flying around. We're probably gonna pack it in, and yeah, the wind is not going anywhere for sure. So we'll key you back in when we get back to camp, or when we get back on the road, or something. Either way, I will say though that this jacket I'm wearing, deceptively warm. It looks super thin and it looks super like lightweight, but it just like you can barely feel the wind through it. The wind's going pretty good right now. There is a bright spot in all of this. Our gear is good. No, we weren't kidding when we said that we were gonna pack it in. Jacob's getting his tent packed up the rest of the way. Mine's already in the Pathfinder, and we're calling it, unfortunately. And we called it right when the weather started to clear, but I don't have any confidence that it's not going to continue just assaulting us with wind and snow every now and then. And so we're going to call it. We're going to pack up. And it wasn't a wasted trip, but
No, I don't think like it was.
not at all. That's about it for this campsite. Next time we update you, we'll probably be on the road. So this trip was much shorter than expected, but it wasn't exactly an uneventful trip. So obviously this road trip didn't go according to plan, but no road trip ever goes according to plan. Bottom line, when you go on a road trip, always expect your plans to change in some form. Otherwise you're gonna be disappointed when things get in the way. Either weather, plans change, car failure, something's gonna happen that doesn't go exactly to your itinerary. It's not a bad thing, just work around it. So this has been a perfect example of that. A lot of people would have just left last night, but we decided to stick around, and I think that we got some really good footage this morning because of that. But anyway, that's about it for us. So thank you all so much for watching. Check the links in the description for more videos that I've done, and I will see all of you next time.